Hello everyone, this is Angie. This is a stitching channel or a YouTube channel about cross stitching, so if you found me by accident and don't want to watch, then we'll see you later. Today is Monday, February 17th. It is President's Day. That's why I'm home filming in the middle of the afternoon. It is not sunshiny out today. The wind is blowing and it is snow. Oh, it's not snowing. It's raining. It's been raining all afternoon. So, but I'm home and I have the house to myself and my errands are run and I could just chill and visit with you. So I hope that you have a cup of tea or your favorite beverage, whatever that might be. I keep saying the name of this tea wrong. I keep wanting to add coconut to the name of this tea and I don't know why. But this is the tea that I love, Tezo Vanilla Bean Macaroon. And I got clued into that tea from the lovely and wonderful Daleen at So Grateful. She talked about it and I finally found it. The only place here that carries it is Target, and I was there today and got the last 2 boxes, which seems to be a habit that I pick up their last 2 boxes, so it's pretty popular. So I have of course, my Snoopy mug. I have a nice glass of tea, cup of tea. So I hope that you enjoy visiting with me. Hope you get some stitching done as we're going along. Daleen would have a wonderful, yummy treat right here with her. Mine is, I didn't bring mine up, even though mine's wrapped in cellophane like hers is. I made yesterday a cake, a sugar-free cake mix, sugar-free vanilla pudding, a container of, I used chocolate Greek yogurt, and it wasn't, it called for a half a cup, and I didn't exactly have half a cup. A half a cup of applesauce, 4 eggs, and some warm water. And you mix it all together, put it in a Bundt pan, cook it for 45 minutes. On Weight Watchers, it is 4 points. If you cut the cake into 12 equal servings, which you can, and it's really delicious. So there you go. There's my treat. It's downstairs. I get to have a little bit later. What else? I have new subscribers, so welcome. I'm glad to have you aboard. Thank you to all of you who are returning and coming back. I appreciate it very, very much. I've hit 500 subscribers. Actually, I'm a little over, but once I hit it, I wasn't prepared to do some prizes, so I'm going to do some prizes later in this video, and I'm pretty excited about what I have all pulled together. So I hope you'll stick around and enter. Last time that we visited, I had showed some stitchy goodness that I'd gotten from some people who were clearing out other people's stitching, and I got a duplicate of this chart that I already have, and so I said I would give it away. So I had people who said they would like to have it, so I put it in my little Snoopy vase, and I'm going to draw out a winner because I'm, untechnological like that. And the person who is going to get it is Darlene, Kentucky Stitcher. I have your address, so I will send this off to you. So if for some reason, and I've torn apart this room, I think I have another extra copy. I really think I do. And if I do, to the other people who entered, I'll draw again. I'm going to keep your names in here. I'm really sure that I have another copy of this. And so if I find it, I'll draw again. I will do that. All right, purchases. I've been trying really hard not to purchase too much because, oh my gosh, do I have so much in this room that I would like to stitch. And there's so not enough time to stitch. But I couldn't help myself but to join on the bandwagon to get Baby It's Cold Outside in memory of Leanne. I'm sure that at StitchCon I saw Leanne. I'm pretty sure I didn't talk to her, but in memory of a stitcher. So I got that. I'm pretty excited about starting that. I don't know when it's gonna make the list, but it's on the list. And then, whoops, and then I had seen I talked about it last time about Fat Quarter Shop having a monthly subscription series of thread. And I have emailed to get on the list, but they must have a long list because I didn't get notified that I'm on the list. But I went on and got the spring floss pack. And I really like it, but like I believe I probably told you before, I don't need to be doing an expensive monthly subscription as much as I would like to. I got weddings. And so I got this spring floss pack. So I pulled out some flosses that'll be part of my 500th subscriber. But I wanted to show you the threads that came in here. And it's really nice. They list all the threads. So I will, I'll share those with you really quickly. This one is grits. Sorry, the lighting, you know, it's just not sunny out today. Moon glow. Hunter. That's a very hunter looking color, isn't it? Daylily. Chablis. Aztec red. Oilcloth, Capri, that's a pretty blue, I like that blue, Liberty, and then Squash. So I'm excited about that pack, and you get to see what other colors I pulled out. And then I purchased, I don't think I mentioned this in the last video, that I purchased Jane Marshall 1857. This was for proceeds going to the Australian Fire Brigade. Lots of people are stitching this. I'm 99.9% sure that Mama Joan was stitching it. I really like the pattern. I will be just doing a floss toss and picking flosses out from what I have, because this calls for Sui Surfine. I don't know that I'm saying that right. And I don't have that. So I'll just pick something out and make me a little thing. I also Hands-on Decide cat hands-on, oh my gosh, I can't talk. Hands-on Designs. Kathy, sorry, I didn't want to say the wrong name, always does a free pattern on her anniversary that she does for her husband. She's done it for a number of years, and so here is this year's. Go to her website and you can download that. I really like that pattern. It's really cute. She always does such a nice job. Such a nice job. So those were all my purchases. That's all that I've had. That was plenty. I do want to tell you that I have been really interested in something not overly expensive, like $25 and under, but in floss, because I don't have an LNS any longer. And so I was looking around and saw that Threads Entwined out in California has something going. And so I sent her a message, a private message, and said, hey, I would really like to do something, but, excuse me, in the same colorway, in fancy floss. Are you interested? Do you think you could put something together? So she is putting something together. You need to go to her website and subscribe, send her email, and then she will, you have 3 choices you could do, and I might be speaking out of turn. I think she picked 3 different fancy flosses that you could do. She'll do a colorway, or you could do a combination. I think it was 3 of each. Don't quote me, go check it out. Yeah, go check that out. So, what have I been working on? I've been working on a variety of things. My Whip Go board, let's talk about my Whip Go board first. So if you haven't done Whip Go, here's my board. It is Jessie Marie Does Things. Jessie Marie does things. And last month I was supposed to do this box right here, and it's Harry Potter. And I didn't show you Harry Potter, and I didn't talk about Harry Potter because I was a little worried about copyright infringement. Because several years ago I got this pattern off of a website called, and they don't exist anymore, Dark Lilac. And I was like, when I went back to look at something, I downloaded several Harry Potter charts because my son Ben loves Harry Potter, and the charts weren't there anymore. And they were free charts. They were free. So I was like, oh man, they got in trouble for copyright. Then I was like kind of freaking out. I'd only printed one chart. I'm like, they got in trouble. So I deleted all the other free charts that I got off my computer. But I had already started this one. So I was like, oh, what did I do? What do I do? What do I do with this? So I didn't want to say anything on here because I didn't want the copyright protection police to come after me. But I went back and I looked again. I just Googled Harry Potter and I came up with a new, got a new website called theleakycauldron.org. And this exact same chart was there, still for free. So this is what I'm working on for my son, Ben. His favorite character is Sirius Black. So this is what it is, and this is what I was supposed to work on last month, but you guys know I was working on wedding stuff, so I haven't gotten to it. The last time that I worked on it, and this is my first ever full coverage piece, so Canadian Stitcher, if you're watching, here you go. This is as big as much as I've gotten done. I'm going to pick it back up again now that I know that it's safe. I was going to finish it anyways, but now that I know that, you know, it's really good, I'm going to work on that. So I know I missed my month, but there's no WhipGo police out there saying what you can or cannot do. So that will get picked back up. What else have I been working on? Let's see. I told you about my friend Avi and how he wanted this chart, his friends, and he decided that he needed this chart, and I could show this one because you couldn't stitch anything off this one because you can't see very well. Not everything's on there. May Godzilla destroy this home last. And this is by April Person, April Person, Person, off Etsy. And I had started the last time, I don't even know if I showed this to you, all I had was one roof line. I had one single row of stitches, and I did some car stitching this weekend, and I got most of his tail and a little bit more of the house. So this fabric is really easy to see for me to work in the car. It was a gray day, but it was easy to see. I believe this is, I don't know what it is, sorry. I want to say it's a Lugana. That's what I want to say, but don't quote me on that. Okay. So then I've been working on, also out of this Cross Stitcher magazine, one of the little freebies was this little stitched purse kit. And I think, or hope, that I can make it into this little bag with this little zipper that they give you. So let's hope. So I think while I was watching the Super Bowl, this is what I got done. And I did not stitch it on the Aida that comes in with it because I feel like that Aida is as stiff as cardboard and it's really hard to work with. And so I switched it out for some Joblin. So happy with how that's coming out. Pretty excited about that. And then I've just decided I've got some finishes. I'm working on a Christmas gift too that I'm not going to show. So finishes, I got this done. This is, I don't think I showed it. I showed you the frame and I showed you what I was going to do, but I finally got it all done. I don't think I showed it. And I just, nope, it's glued on. This is Lizzie Kate. I think it's an 8 fat snowman. So I am very happy with that. It sat out with all my snowmen, and I did not get a snow day while those snowmen were out. I finally got mad and put all my snowmen away, and then we got a snow day. Last week we had a snow day. I did reverse psychology. I wouldn't light my snow candle. I said we weren't going to get one. And so my husband, using reverse psychology, said, you're going to get a snow day. You're going to have a snow day tomorrow. And he was acting all silly. And we got a snow day. I don't know that it was really a snow day. We did get snow. I'm sure the roads weren't the best because the wind kicked up. But we have had so much influenza A and influenza B and strep throat going around our school. It's been crazy. It's been very crazy. So I think that's kind of why that they knew the kids were like jumping out of their skin, even though this week we have off today and the kids have off tomorrow because we have institute. So, but we needed that day just to let the germs stop. Okay, I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and show you what I've been making for my boys. They're too busy with their lives. They're not watching my videos. So my son Matthew is. Oh my gosh, my son Matthew, that last video I did, he sends Dave and I a text and says, oh my gosh, Dad, you need to preview and approve Mom's videos because she was showing her chest at the beginning of the last video because I was showing my shirt that I got. He said, it was getting a little racy there. He's such a goof. So this is what I've been working on for my 2 boys that are getting married. And one boy's getting this. One boy and his wife is getting this. And I'm going to put their names and dates up on the top. And then the other one, here's the other one. And I know they're both getting the same thing, but we have this joke about home and that where they live right now is not their home. This is their home. So once they get married, they'll officially have their own homes. Okay, so those were my finishes and my whips. Okay, so, oh, I know what I want to talk about. I believe at the Midwest Cross Stitch Retreat, I wasn't there. I've just heard about it in people's videos. The guest designer, whose name will come to me momentarily, said that this year is the anniversary of, I forget how many years, lots of years, of the first sampler coming to America, and it came on the Mayflower. And so everyone should everyone should sew a sampler in its honor this year. And I thought, well, that's a really cool, I like that idea. I really like that idea. So I've been thinking about which sampler should I do. And I've decided that I really, really like this sampler that Pam of Just Keep Stitching inspired me to buy when I went to the Carter House in Franklin, Tennessee. And I stood in the Carter House and looked at this sampler because the original's hanging on the wall. I really, really liked it a lot. I love the history, the Battle of Franklin. It was just so cool being there. And so I thought, well, that will be the sampler that I start this year. And I bought the whole kit. You got the whole kit there in Franklin at the house. So I'm excited. That's what I'm going to start this year. Maybe that'll be my birthday start in June, which will be at StitchCon. And then somebody somewhere, I know I should write these things down. I'm sorry, everybody. Somebody somewhere posted, I want to say it was on Instagram, a picture of what a pin cushion looked like. They did 2 pin cushions side by side. One was filled with sawdust, and one was filled with lizard gravel. And I own some lizard gravel. I filled, oops. Of course, I should have taken it out sooner. I got this bag of lizard gravel at Petco. And I filled a couple of things with it. It wasn't expensive. It's a 5-quart thing of lizard gravel, and it's just very, very fine. It's heavy. But they had the lizard pincushion with lizard gravel. And then it's crushed walnut shells. It's not lizard gravel. Crushed walnut shells. And then they had one filled with sawdust. And you could tell the difference. And they both looked fine. They both looked fabulous. But I kind of liked the one filled with sawdust better. And so I was thinking about, well, how can I get some sawdust? Like, my husband does some woodwork, but I don't know that I wanted the sawdust from the garage floor. I mean, I guess he could put down a tarp and everything, and he would do that for me. But I was like, there's got to be a better way. So I walked down to the shop, and they have these fantastic catchers. I don't even know what you call them, sorry. But they're apparatuses that the sawdust, when they're cutting, there's like a vacuum that sucks it down into these big burlap sacks. They're canvas, they're real thick, and it all collects there. So there's minimal dust around the shop. And so I took a big Ziploc baggie and said, can I have some sawdust? And they're like, sure. So I've gone down a couple times. I'm bummed I didn't have more bags with me the first time I went. So I put it out on Instagram. Who, would you be interested in sawdust? Because not everybody has easy access to sawdust. Would you want sawdust? What would you pay for sawdust? And then in my mind, I'm going, what's it going to cost me to ship sawdust? So I have a couple people who responded right away and said, I'd be interested. So this is a 2-gallon bag. That's going to probably fill quite a few pincushions or pillows with. So I'm going to see what it costs to ship it out. Like, what's the easiest way? Like, is it easy? Like, can I fit that in a shoebox? Am I going to need a box? Could I get a really big mailing bag? Could I take a grocery sack and make it into an envelope and ship it that way? I got to figure this out. So, what I'm going to do once I figure this out is I will have bags of these for sale, inexpensive, but for the shipping, and I'm not going to keep the profits. I'm going to give it back to the wood shop, because I know that there's students who don't have the funds to pay for the wood or whatever the projects are that they're doing, whatever they decide. I'm sure there's fees, but I'm sure that there's additional costs that go along with it. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'll let you know when all that works out. And if you're interested, make a comment below and I'll start a list. And when I get it all figured out, then I'll let everybody know. All right. So I'm at 500 subscribers. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy watching and listening. So I was pulling things together for what to give away. So when I ordered those threads from Fat Quarter Shop, and I'm thinking spring now, I'm done with winter, I'm thinking spring. So I pulled out these 5 beautiful colors. These are Weeks Dye Works. And I told you guys in the last video that I would pick out, I went through my, I was a member of the Button of the Month Club from the Button Company. Lost it. Sorry, I lost it. So I have a whole bunch, I went through and picked out a bunch of springy buttons. When I was on the Fat Quarter Shop's website, I thought it would be cool. I'd seen these before. Somebody else had talked about these. These are those little highlighter things. So you put them on your pattern. You just put them on your pattern and they stick, and then you could highlight where your stitches are. So I got a package of those. And then I decided that, I remembered that one's mine. I remembered that I had some frogs. I happened to be out and I all of a sudden I found frogs like crazy. Like I either could find them or I can't find them. So I have two sizes. I have a cute little one and I have a big one. So you get to choose. Tell me you want the little one or tell me you want the big one. If you want the little one, I apologize. I don't have a milk glass. I don't have anything to go with the big one. But if you want it, you can have it. Or you could have a jar. And this jar is a old-fashioned, this is an old ball jar. It's got an old lid. And if you take the little one, I'll give you the jar and the lid. It fits on here pretty well, but it's not perfect. But it fits on here nicely. You could probably put some ribbon around it. And it does, I put some buttons in there just so that you could see what it looked like. Put the scissors in there. So that's what the little one would look like. Or if you would rather have a big jar, this is just a curd jar, but it fits in here, like it fits like a glove on that one. So, one or the other. And then I was watching Priscilla and Chelsea, the Real Housewives of Cross Stitching, and this pattern is way too cute. So I have a copy of the pattern, and then when I was at Michael's today, I was able to get, this is what this is on. So they made it, they put it on some backer board, they put a magnet on it, and they put it on here on this little tin. They had it at Michael's today. I got the last 3 that they had. So that's what I have. So if you would like to win for my 500 subscriber, in the comments below, answer this question. I was listening to Ellen from the Maximum Cross Stitch Power Hour, and she was answering funny questions that Christine from Stitch All the Things had coined or penned while they did a stitch along. So I'm just going to come up with a question because I cannot now remember any of the questions that she said. Tell me your what's on your wish list of things, and like Pam and Steph say, I totally went off track, didn't I? I jumped from one to the other. I apologize. I should have written this down and thought this out sooner, and I didn't, so sorry. Tell me what's in your Stitch Before You Die box. What's on your list? What's like, I have to stitch this before I go. So, sorry, that was totally like follow my brain kind of thing. Couldn't come up with a question fast enough that was like from Ellen. All right, have you been reading? Lots of people commented about what they've been reading, and so I finished, I might have talked about that before. I finished Lady of the English. That was a good book. I don't think I talked about that before. I finished another book, but I don't think I grabbed it in there. I'm working on 2 books right now. I'm working on The Radium Girls. This is not a light novel read. This is more like a dissertation. It's very factual. And it's all about the girls in the 20s, like World War I, World War II, painting clock watches with glow-in-the-dark paint And the best way to get a good brush stroke was to dip your paintbrush in the radium paint and then tap it on your lip. And they were getting sick, and it's all about the reforms and what happened. And there is up in Streator, Illinois, a couple hours north of here, there is a monument because there was a radium company up there that these girls were involved. And then I got this book called Chicago by Brian Doyle. I don't think I've ever read anything by Brian Doyle before. It's interesting. And I think it's interesting to me because, like, everywhere he mentions in Chicago, like, there's familiarity to me, and he mentions a lot of different places. And so it's just kind of interesting from that's near where I grew up, and that's where my son lives now. So, so that's what I'm reading right now. I think that's it. I hope all of you are well. I hope that spring comes soon to everybody's neck of the woods. We are off this next weekend to go to Birmingham for shower number 1, for boy number 2, but it will be wedding number 1. So that's what we have going on. I hope everybody's healthy. Wash your hands, say your prayers, because God and germs are everywhere, right? And I hope to see you soon. Bye.